populate current logged in username in the incident form if there is no value. The table name is incident. So what they are trying to say, let's understand the correctly. So let's say I am the system administrator. So this is my name, system administrator. And if I go to this incident form, so let's say I'm trying to create a new incident. So I'll click the create new. At that moment, you can see the caller field is a mandatory, and then someone has to be put the caller, right? So if we put the, if this caller field is empty, I should populate the current logged in user in this caller field. So this is the requirement. Let's understand the correctly one more time. So let's say someone who is going to be click create new. Once somebody click the create new, the caller name should be pre-populated with the current logged in user. So that's the today's requirement. It's a pretty simple and small. So we are going to build that. So very first thing is that to achieve this functionality, so on that, if you see, if you're trying to save that, it immediately these clients, it is giving me error that this field is mandatory. So before saving that, I should populate the current logged in user name here. So to do that, I need to write a client script. So let's see that object. What should be the object? The client script. So object will be client script, and then object type will be onload. Okay. So onload. Why we need the onload? Because whenever I'm loading the form, at that moment immediately I should uh, check that the caller is empty or not. If not, I should populate that. So that's the reason I should use the onload method. And then here the method I should use the g underscore user method. Using this g underscore user method, I can get very minimal information of the user. I can get the user first name, last name. I can get the user username, user ID. These are the information I can get. So let me go back here, and then I'm going to create a client script. So I'll go to this client script module, and then here I'm going to click new, and here I should put some meaningful name here. Let's say that, and then here I need to define the table name. So let's say in that case our table is, which table we are trying to implement, the table name is the incident table. So I am going to select the table equal to incident here. Now we have an option called UI type. So if you want to run this client script on that laptop, desktop or maybe portal, you can select that. So I'll select all at that moment, and then we have a type, which type of client script we are going to use. As I mentioned, I'm going to use the onload client script. I'll select that onload client script. Once I select the onload client script, you can see the predefined script is populated, and I have to write here under this. Okay. So what I have to do that, first I have to check that is there any caller or not. So if there is no caller value at that moment, then I should pre-populate the value. Why? Because if I open any existing record, let's say if I am opening any existing record which have already caller name set. So let's say I am opening one of these, um, let's say I'm opening this one. Here already caller name is set, right? So if that is the case, for this one also our onload client script will be run and maybe populate that the current logged in user. That what we don't need. So for the new record, basically we need this one. Okay, so that's the reason we are going to check first the caller field have any value or not. If the value is there, then we will populate that. Okay, so first thing we'll check that, let's say that I'm going to declare a var, and then I'm going to check that cal. Using the cal, I'm declaring a value, and then I am putting the g underscore form. Using the g underscore form method, we can do various option on the form level. So we can get their value, we can set their value, we can do show the error message, info message will come one by one depending on our use case. So using the g underscore form, and then we can type the get. If you type the get, so these are the get method we have available. Using that we can get, or maybe we can get some information from the particular form. One of the mostly used method is called get value. Using the get value, we can get any particular field value. Now which field value we are trying to check? The field name is the caller and backend name is the caller ID. So we want to check the caller ID and check that is there any value under this caller ID or not. So if then once we put this line, we'll get a caller value under this variable. So what we are trying to say, if caller equal to empty, then we want to set the current locked in user name under this caller field, right? Now this time we are going to set the value. So first, the line number 3, we are getting the value caller, and then this time if there is no value, we are going to set that. To set that, what we have to do, g underscore form dot set. If you click the set, these are the method available for set the value. And what we are trying to set, we are trying to set the value, so we'll say the set value. So get value and set value is a very popular method under this client script called g underscore from dot get value. Using that we can get the value, and g underscore from dot set value we can get, set the value. And if you see the pop-up is saying the field name comma value. So we should pass the field name. So the field name is the caller, and then I should pass the value as a current locked in user sysID, right? Because the current locked in user sysID, why need? Because the caller is a reference field and we need to pass the current locked in user sysID. To pass or to use this current locked in user sysID, we can use the g underscore user method, and this g underscore user method can return current locked in user information. So if we put dot, it have various method that can return value. Let's say that it can return the full name, has role, exactly. So if you see the ff, these are the function, and ss, these will return you the static value. So if you pass the if means function, you need to pass certain value, or maybe it will be like in a function. If you see, this is the kind of function in bracket. But if you see, let's see, if you put s, this is not a function, this is actually value or object. Okay, so what we need to have actually the current logged in user sysID. For that we can see, you have a last two option. You can see the user ID and username. So one user ID and username, one will give you the user actually username, and another will give you the sysID. So user ID will normally give the sysID, so we'll put that and then end the semicolon. Let's understand one more time. First we are getting the value called caller ID, and if there is any caller ID field value is there, then we are not doing anything. If the caller ID is empty, then we are setting that caller ID with current logged in user using the g underscore user method. Let's save that. So I'm just saving that. Now I have two record. One is a new record where the caller ID value is empty, and this one the record which is existing record where the caller ID is already available. So if we refresh the new record, by default it should set my name as a caller. At that moment it's blank, but if we refresh that, it should run the client script and it should set my name. And you can see it is probably, it is work perfectly fine and it set my name. If you go to this incident module now, under this you have a create option, create. If you click here, and it will automatically run the client script and then it will set my name. Similarly, this is the record which have that the value, caller value is already set. If we refresh here, and you can see this value did not change because this is existing record, and we are checking that the caller value is have any value or not. If yes, then we are not changing that. So this is how we can create a client script and populate the current logged in user sysID. So that's it for today. If you have any question, let me know in my comment section. Thank you very much. Have a great day.